Hi, my name is John Houston from Forbes Back Shop in Lake Tahoe, and I'm going to teach you how to wax your skis and your snowboard. First things first is like the base clean, the bases. Spray a little bit on. You can see the napkin, it's nice and white. You can use a napkin or a rag, whatever you like at home. Just give it a good wipe down. And you can see all the dirt that's on the napkin. The reason why you want to do this is because you want to clean that dirt before you wax your skis. Otherwise it's going to get impregnated into the base. So there's different kinds of waxes out there. There's a cold wax for places like Colorado, Vermont. There's a universal wax for all kinds of temperatures. And there's a spring wax, or a warm wax you want to say, for those warmer days. And usually waxes on the box, when you purchase it from whatever store you're going to purchase them from, usually say on the box what temperature it's for. So after the base cleaner dries, what you want to do is you want to take your iron and you want to set it to a temperature. You put the wax, when you put the wax on, you want to essentially drip it on like this. I like to do pretty much an S all the way down. And the last thing you want is the iron to be smoking, because if the iron is smoking, it's burning essentially all the fluorocarbons in the wax. So just like I said, you just want to make sure it's not smoking. Then after you drip it on, you essentially just iron it on. And you want to remember, you want to keep the iron moving. You do not want to keep the iron sitting in one spot. Otherwise, it's going to essentially, I guess, bubble or dimple your base. And also, when you're ironing, you want to make sure that, of course, that you're hitting the whole base. And after you're done ironing, you want to let the wax cool down to room temperature. So after your base is cooled down to room temperature, you want to make sure you want to scrape the excess wax off. And I like to do it tip to tail, but essentially I believe it doesn't really matter which way you scrape it. When you scrape it, you want to make sure you push the scraper this way. You want to have it, I guess, essentially angled away from you. You don't want to scrape like this, because what you're doing is you're pushing the wax out of the base, or you're pulling the wax out of the base. You want to push the wax into the base. So you just scrape the excess off. Scraping, you want to make sure that there's no blobs of wax on there, that you pretty much essentially have all the wax scraped off. And after you scrape, you want to sit there. Remember, we're talking about structure. You want to expose that structure on the base by using a brush. So when you're brushing, you're essentially doing an up and down motion, just like so. And if you're only going to buy one brush, you should buy a wire brush just like so. That way you won't have to brush as much. But if you really want to, you could buy 3 kinds of brushes. You have your wire brush, your nylon brush, and your really fine brush. I like to use all 3 on my skis and customer skis. When you're done brushing, when you don't see any more wax coming off the base, as you probably noticed that how much wax was coming off with that first brush.